with Southern Illinoisan's Pigskin Football Picks. I'm Scott Meese with Les Winkler and Pete Spittler, and it's about that time again, boys. Summer's gone by quickly, hasn't it?
No idea where it went. It just doesn't seem possible we're ready to start playing football already Friday night. And of course, the weather couldn't stay nice. It's got to be hot for Friday night. So
it was great all summer, most of the summer, and now, of course, it's going to be in the mid-90s. But let's get this thing rolling. Carbondale at Murfreesboro is always interesting. It seems like even on years where one's good and one's not, that the game's usually pretty good. What are your thoughts on this one, Les?
well, it's really going to be interesting seeing Nick Hill's initial coaching appearance. Obviously, Nick's football credentials are impeccable, but first-year coach, first-year running a program, going over to Murfreesboro, it's going to be interesting. Carbondale's got some skilled people back. Coach Gary Carter's kind of got Murfreesboro's program headed in the right direction again after a few years. So it's hard to take a pick. I'll go with Carbondale just on the fact that it's a bigger school and they've got some good skilled people back.
Pete, what do you think?
Obviously, the Nick Hill angle kind of is what helps make this game a little bit more interesting. But at the same point, he was hired late July. It's kind of a quick turnaround to kind of develop a staff. I think most of the coaches left with former coach Dennis Custer. And, Murfreesboro's got some experience back. And, it just, I feel like at some point Murfreesboro's got to turn the corner. I mean, they've been 3-6 for a number of years and just kind of gotten really close to getting over the hump. And I like the kids they got back. I had a chance to see them a little bit this summer, so I'm going to pick Murfreesboro.
I'm going to go with Carbondale. Murphy last year took a step back as far as wins. I think they were 4-5 the year before, 3-6. They had Harrisburg, the best team in the area, beat and lost it at the end. They had Anna Jonesboro, playoff team, beat and lost it on a trick play at the end. But like Pete said, at some point you've got to start winning these games. Stop making mistakes. If you've got a late lead, hold it. That Harrisburg game with Murphy last year was unbelievable. Harrisburg literally took until like less than 10 seconds left to barrel into the end zone to win the game. And look how good Harrisburg was last year overall in the area. But Carbondale's got too many athletes. I'm going to go with the Terriers. DuQuoin at Highland. DuQuoin is now firmly a 2A team. Highland is a 5A team with nearly 1,000 students. This is going to be a tall order for DuQuoin. I'm going to go with Highland. Highland's got, I think, a couple of D1 players, and they're supposed to be one of the better 5A teams around. And DuQuoin, with only a couple of returning starters back, if they're going to be good, it's probably going to be a progression as the season goes on. I've got to go with Highland on this one. What do you think, Les?
Yeah, Jimmy Warnicke is a young coach up at Highland. He's got him, I think it's his second or third year. He's really turned the program around quickly. The AP poll came out, this is Wednesday, came out today. Highland, I think, is ranked 12 in 5A, so it's really going to be a tall order. And I know this is an emotional year at DuQuoin where it's supposedly Al Martin's final season, but emotion can only carry you so far. It's going to be tough to win up there.
Pete?
I agree. I mean, like Les mentioned, this is to be Coach Martin's final year. It's a heck of a challenge to start that off with. Highland's got 2 tackles. One's going to Nebraska. The other one's going to Army. They're returning 8 starters. It turns out to be 17 returning starters, 8 on defense, 9 on offense. It's just and it's a bigger football team. I have to go with Highland on this one.
Moving along, Marion at Granite City. Granite City, I don't know if they won a game last year. I think they were 0-9, or it was a really bad record. And Marion only beat them by 41-35 or something. It's always hard to tell with some of the bigger schools up there because a lot of them would do very well if they were playing, the smaller schools like some schools do. But Marion's interesting this year. You don't know a whole lot about them. I know they've got Brant Hill moving to quarterback. He's a phenomenal athlete. I'm going to go with Marion just because it's Marion, and I really don't know. But what do you think, Les?
You're right. The Granite City plays in the Southwestern Conference, and I mean the people they're playing are Collinsville, East St. Louis, Belleville East, Belleville West, O'Fallon. I mean that's just a killer conference. Granite City historically has not had a great football program. Marion historically has played them well, so I will go with the Wildcats, but I wouldn't be surprised if Granite City did pull one out.
Pete, what do you think?
I learned from experience you don't go against Kerry Martin, especially in week 1 against Granite City, so I'm going to take Marion.
Okay, so Carterville's playing at Benton. Since they've started this a few years ago, pretty much all the games have been really, really good. I mean, last year Benton beats Carterville at the start of the season, then Carterville gets them in the playoffs. It's been close in previous years. What are your thoughts on this, Les? It seems like one of the potentially better Week 1 matchups.
Week 1 matchups are always tough to pick because obviously you don't know anything about, you have some suspicions about the team, but you don't really know. But we do know that Carterville had some injuries late last year, and Michael Ashman is back at quarterback, and Carterville just got better and better as the year went on, as the young team kind of grew into their roles or whatever. Looking at the momentum that they took into the postseason and the people they have back, I'm taking Carterville for that reason.
Pete.
I agree. Carterville's ranked 4th in preseason 3A by the AP. Returns a lot on offense, and Benton only returns 2 defensive starters, and Frangello and Ashman are a lot to contain for inexperienced guys. I'm not saying that it's going to be a blowout. I think Benton's got enough offensively with Matt Button back and some other guys up front that could help them, but at the same point, I think Carterville's going to be too much for them. I'm going to choose Carterville.
Yeah, I'll go with Carterville too. It's the first game of the season. You would assume Carterville would be able to pick up right where they left off with most people back, but who knows? Spike Button over at Benton's, he's pretty good. I mean, he's going to put up some big numbers this year. I think Benton's going to have a good team. I mean, a playoff team again. Claude has that going in the right direction, but I got to go with Carterville on this one. Final game, Black Diamond on Saturday, Johnson City at Vienna-Goreville. I thought this one's a really hard one to pick too. I mean, Mike Rude's got a new offense. Connor Sievers is back. He's a heck of a player. Kiefer Cavens is back. And Johnson City lost a whole lot. But I'm still going to go with them. I'm still going to go with Mings on this one. What do you think, Les?
I'm going to go with Johnson City too. The main reason is speed. Vienna last year had that great big line, and Sievers is a good back. Him and Cavens both could get into the open, but they just lack that speed to really finish off a long run. Johnson City historically has had pretty good speed. I know they got some good quick kids back. So just on the basis of speed, I'm going to go with Johnson City.
What do you think, Pete?
I'm going to go with Vienna on this one just because they kind of, they got their first playoff win and went to the playoffs the first time. That's kind of like the line where you can really start to develop a consistent, solid program. And even with Vienna having its 4th offense in the last 4 years or something like that, Elway's up in El Dorado now. But I just feel like, there's enough back for Vienna, and I've honestly got too many questions about Johnson City at this point, so I'm going to choose Vienna-Goreville.
All right, that's going to wrap it up for this week. Should be a fun season. Obviously, I think there are 20 games the first week, so this will be interesting to see what our records are after this.
And I never finished higher than 3rd.
All right, join us back here next week for our Pigskin Picks, and thanks for watching.